Therapist Psychotherapy joins us this morning to talk about this. And let's start with why this is so important.
Good morning, Michelle. Well, first I want to say we're all recovering from something. So no matter what somebody's struggling with or has overcome, it's really important to be gentle with yourself and tell yourself you're doing a great job. In terms of Recovery Month, it really does focus on uplifting the community and focusing on being happy, joyous, and free without substances. And I think a lot of times the misconception is if we remove alcohol or drugs, then the problem has been solved. But really, alcohol and drugs are a symptom of an underlying issue. So the healing really begins once the substance is removed. And some important factors for that are building a community, being able to work through past traumas or grief or loss or any mental health issues, and really leaning on other people who can support you in an environment. And I think another important thing to remember is when people get to a place of working through their recovery process, it's not that it's over. It's a lifelong process. It's a daily process that incorporates meditation and mindfulness and movement and music and all these things that really help and support people to live their best life.
And you mentioned some important strategies, including building that important support network. What else does recovery entail? Does that include therapy?
It can include therapy, and I think oftentimes there are so many resources, and sometimes people aren't even sure, how do I begin this process? There are free resources like 12-step programs. There are meetings throughout Chicagoland to help people. There is also therapy, there's group therapy, and there's couples therapy for couples who are going through the process of going from substance use disorder into recovery as well.
So what are some important signs that people need to look for in terms of identifying people that they may know in their family that may need some help, or even maybe looking within?
Sure. So anytime that it really provokes shame and guilt and overuse and is creating problematic behavior in day-to-day living. Maybe it's creating conflict in a relationship, or you're having a hard time sleeping or focusing, or you're not following through on promises that you made. It does look different for everybody, and it's a spectrum disorder.
All right. Kelly Kitley, great to have you. As always, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.